Hello, my name is Massad Ayoob, and I'd like to welcome you to a few things. I'd like to welcome you to the ultimate man cave, the lodge at the Circle WC Ranch that belongs to Bill and Joyce Wilson. I'd like to welcome you to the Wilson Combat Channel. I would like to invite you to subscribe to the Wilson Combat Channel, and I would like you to comment in the space provided for the Wilson Combat Channel. The reason I say that, a lot of the viewer comments are what generate the next generation of content. Case in point, more than one has said, what do we do about that proverbial knock on the door that we didn't expect at 3 o'clock in the morning? What's the best way to handle that? I recall one thread on one of the gun forums where someone said, well, 3 o'clock in the morning, a stranger at the door, that's time for the Remington 870. Another fellow said, no, that's time for your AR-15 because they're halfway in and halfway out. On the other side of that door, it might go long range. And somebody else said, no, I want my pistol in my hand. And I asked myself, what the hell are you answering the door for at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're not expecting anybody? Why on earth would you open that door to begin with? And second, do you realize who is the single person most likely to be at that door? The answer is the local police. Probably they're there at 3 a.m. to tell you that at 2 a.m. they recovered your stolen car that you didn't realize was missing because it was ripped off out of your driveway at 1 a.m. and you went to bed at midnight. Maybe they're there to give you an untimely death notification. Those tend to be delivered as soon as possible, not wait till the next morning and let day shift handle it. It may be that they're looking for a burglar or a very dangerous felon in your area, and they're trying to alert you to it and make sure you haven't already had that guy come into your house and take you hostage. And when you open that door with a gun in your hand, shotgun, carbine, or pistol, what do you suppose it's going to look like to the officer? I can tell you, because as an expert witness, I've been involved in some of those cases. The officer is going to shoot. It happens every year somewhere in America. And every single one of those cases I'm aware of, the courts have found for the officer, because it's not normal in society when you knock on a door to open it and be facing a gun. So, first, let's go back to that original question. Why are we answering that door at all? My God, we are well into the 21st century. Now, when I was a kid, you had to be as rich as Bloomberg to have closed-circuit TV that would tell you who was on the other side of that door. Today, Ring cameras are so cheap, they proliferate and they're everywhere. And they'll show you who's on the other side of that door. Something as simple as an intercom that would allow you to ask who's on the other side of that door. Now, I'm hoping none of you watching this are dumb enough that you need that advice. But think about it. Is there somebody who lives in your household who thinks the world is all moonbeams and butterflies and nobody wants to hurt them and you're paranoid to have a gun? That's the one whose life you're going to save. If they go to that door at 3 o'clock in the morning, open it, and it's not the police, it's an intruder. If you are going to open that door, and I totally understand your rationale of arming yourself when there's reason to believe someone might be attempting to enter by subterfuge at 3 in the morning. I would respectfully suggest you arm yourself with a handgun, that it not be in your hand, and it be where it is not visible. Now, that bears on home defense weapon selection. If you're going to be snatching a gun out of the drawer, as opposed to just pull on a pair of pants that already had a holster on it, well, I want something that I can stick into my waistband without worrying about an unintended discharge. Every manufacturer of striker-fired pistols that don't have manual safeties will tell you insistently, carry this gun in a dedicated holster which covers the trigger guard. So if you're going to be just shoving something into the waistband, something single action, cocked and locked, like this Wilson Combat SFX9, is going to be much safer for that application. Something like this Wilson Combat Beretta 92 double action is going to be a whole lot safer for that application. Now when we come to the door, if you're in the police officer's perspective on the other side of that door, "Good evening, officer, can I help you?" The gun is out of sight, even if my coat is off. We don't have that man with the gun swinging the door open, and we don't have a mistaken identity shooting tragedy. Be prepared if you do get that 3 o'clock in the morning knock on the door or ring on the doorbell, to have your cell phone right there with you. If it is someone you believe is an intruder, you can immediately dial 911, call in the situation. If the person on the other side of the door says, "We're the police," you're already talking to dispatch. You've already given them your address. Have you dispatched police officers to this address? Yes, we have. "Good evening, officers. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let me let you in." We haven't? Well, I have someone impersonating an officer at my door, and either way, you've handled the situation without bloodshed and with minimal danger to you and to yours. Think it out beforehand. Waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning out of deep REM sleep is a lousy time to start thinking how you're going to handle an unexpected situation. And most important, remember what I said before, you're not the one I worry about. You're the one who does your research and looks at places like the Wilson Combat Channel. Make sure the other people in your household have been briefed on this. Share with them what I've just shared with you. Hopefully, between us, we'll prevent a tragedy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. And again, we solicit your comments and your subscriptions. I hope to see you again down the line here on the Wilson Combat Channel.